Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Tribal Trades, the daily show coming at you from the great state of Florida. One hell of a drug. And right now, outside, it is absolutely wild weather going on. I am amazed that I have woken up to power and internet, although the internet is not super strong right now. So I just want to say anything can happen during the stream, but I'm going to look to get this up and uploaded and out to you. And hopefully the altcoin show in a few hours is also going to be uploaded as well. And I do want to thank everybody here for all your well wishes and prayers to myself and everybody affected by hurricane at the moment. Okay, so thank you so much. I read all of your comments and respond to all your comments. So thank you so much for that. Okay, so and wherever you are tuning in from around the world, thank you for joining in. Thank you for subscribing, all of the new subscribers that have come across. Really appreciate your support on this channel, of course. And we're going to have some fun today. I don't know if you can hear the wind outside. It's just crazy. I may post on my Twitter at some point today. My Twitter handle is below some of the footage of the hurricane. If I dare to go picture that, it is pretty dark outside at the moment, though. I'd have to wait till it to get a little bit lighter. But I'm going to talk about the one thing that I don't really see anybody talking about. I'm going to talk about the thing that people aren't really talking about, and a lot of people don't understand either, and how much that when this one thing happens on December 15th, 2024, that it could ignite an increase in the Bitcoin price, okay? And very few people, I believe, have ever seen very few people talk about them. Michael Saylor is the one person that talks about this constantly, and so you'll be able to go and watch one of his videos after I talk about this thing. I'm also going to talk about some bullish things. I'm also going to talk about an ancient Bitcoin wallet that has awoken and what's that doing, and we'll look at the Bitcoin price, and then we're looking at the show up and on the road, and so yeah, and of course, if you're a regular, you know what I'm going to say. Smash that like. This really does help get this channel out there and does help support the channel. I really appreciate that. Again, all the kind comments, encouragement, I read all those, and of course all the questions. I do look to get back to those as soon as I am able to. And certainly today, if I do lose any kind of power and internet, that might take a little bit longer than usual. So if you can please bear with me on that. There's the cheat sheet below in the description. Not only has the crypto entries and take profits been absolutely crushing it on the swing trades, and we've got entries on the hodl, and some of those hodl positions are starting to move, especially on Tau. We're starting to get up there now. I think it almost hit $700 the other day. We're in a little bit of a pullback. We'll look at that in the altcoin show, but also the stocks. The MicroStrategy trade has absolutely been crushing, and I do my stocks show on Sundays, and I have a stocks cheat sheet with entries and take profits in there. I have been asked to create a stocks swing trade cheat sheet for shorter term frames, so we may look at doing something like that on the Sunday. Stay tuned for that. Okay, we're going to jump into the news, and we're going to find out what's the one thing, and then we're going to look at the charts here. And what it is FASB. And they don't even mention it here. I don't even know here if they're fully aware of the correct fair accounting, basically. And in 67 days, everything changes in US TradFi crypto. Not spoken about in the news or crypto Twitter is a new TradFi accounting rules. Oh, there it is. They have mentioned it. FASB. To take place, put out by FASB. This will trigger major swings in value and benefit companies with crypto on their balance sheet. Now, you're probably thinking to me, what on earth is this? And what on earth? I've waited for a couple of minutes for you to say this. What on earth is this? What are you talking about? Very simply, it took me about a good half hour to 40, or however long Michael Saylor's talk was on this, to learn what this was a long time ago. About when this, I've been talking about this for a while, and he's been pushing this for a while, because what it meant previously, if you held Bitcoin Bitcoin on your balance sheet, like Tesla and MicroStrategy, and you wonder why they were the only two companies in the world that held Bitcoin on their balance sheets, was because of this, because it didn't give fair value to the Bitcoin that they held. It was really quite silly, confusing, and just absurd the way Bitcoin has been accounted for on MicroStrategy's and Tesla's balance sheet, and other companies were wanting to stay away from that. Also, there's a lot of red tape. I believe he said it took him about a year's worth of red tape to even be able to buy Bitcoin and add it to their balance sheet, a process that not many companies had wanted to go through. A lot of money and a lot of red tape. That all changes on December 15th, 2024. Will this lead to other companies like Apple and others beginning to say, yes, we're going to now put Bitcoin on our balance sheet because it is now going to be fairly assessed and fair value? Why wasn't it fair value accounting to begin with? Make it make sense, people. But there's some things in this world that clearly don't make sense. This was one of them, and it's all about to change on December 15th, 2024. So hang on to your hats, hang on to your seats. Bitcoin could go parabolic. Okay, we do have some bullish, the MACD bullish divergence there. And so if certainly have seen some bearish divergence play out on other tokens like SUI and TAO, and we'll talk about that on the altcoin show coming up there, where the MACD is going up and the price is going down. There usually is a imminent reversal at some point. Not always, they don't always play out. Certainly things can happen and things can change, but more often than not that they do. And we certainly trade probabilities, not certainty, in the markets there. And then the ancient Bitcoin whale has now sold 4.8 million. So this Bitcoin whale started mining Bitcoin 5 days after the first block. This is wild. Absolute wild that they're selling now. They've moved another 624,000 to Kraken. They currently hold 70.4 million Bitcoin, and it appears that they're moving 10 Bitcoin twice a week. At this rate, they will finish selling by mid-November 2025. That's a way of dollar cost averaging out, by the way, if dollar cost averaging out. So I guess they're not selling at the bottom at 16K, nor are they selling in big dips. But historically, this has been a good time to buy Bitcoin at the 200 EMA on the daily, which is Bitcoin is right about close to right now. That's usually been a good time to buy, although they are selling slowly, and at this rate, they won't be sold, and so they'll be completely sold out till the end of the bull run. So they're doing the opposite. Generally, people are dollar cost averaging in right now until the end of the bull run. This person is dollar cost averaging out. Why do you think this person is selling off the Bitcoin and will be, if they keep doing this, will be sold off by mid-November 2025? Very, very interesting, and a little bearish, to be honest. A little bearish. What does this Bitcoin whale know? Is there something coming? Very, very, very interesting there. I like to just give all the news, not just bullish, but also some things that are, this is bearish, I have to be honest. And wow, I don't know if you heard that, but that is some storm surge right there. Okay, so what have we seen in the Bitcoin charts? Really not a lot has changed, except we've come back and the 50-day simple moving average here. And as I said in Josh's show yesterday, what are the things that I'm looking for? Well, this 50-day moving average, simple, there's the 200 simple moving average. This is the 200 EMA. They're a little bit different. The EMA puts more weight on more recent price action, where the 200 simple will average it out all the way back 200 days ago. So I like the 200 EMA a lot more. And you can see how it's providing better support here for Bitcoin. And this one here is providing resistance, the 200 simple. And so what are we going to look at here? While the price is above the 50-day moving average, this will go up. While it's below, the top one will go down. Now, what happens is when these cross, that's called a golden cross. When that happens, that will be very bullish for Bitcoin. Sometimes it can be a lagging indicator. Now, right now, we're right on it. we're right above actually, I thought we broke down. No, we're right above. We did break down. We did break down here. Now we popped our head just above here on the 50-day moving average, and we've got the 200 EMA, which hasn't even come down and hit. And look, here's the thing that I think is quite bullish, in my opinion. We came down here and we didn't even touch it here, nor did we touch it here. We had a wick off it here, and then look at that, it exploded up to here. And so we haven't even come back down to retest this. It's not like it's banging away like this hurricane is banging on where I am staying currently, banging away there. This is really not banging away at all. And so, but the same thing happened here. It didn't even get up there. It hit there, immediately pushed down. And so we could just see a little bit more about that. It's just like a game of tennis or a game of pickleball where it's just being battered. And this could provide a little bit of a good opportunity of some short swing trade. So if you're looking to get in a little bit of a short swing trade here, you could look at an entry here at around right where it is right now, around 60,800, or wait and see and get a better entry here right at 60,000 and look to ride that up. Now, look, there's a little bit of resistance at the top of this ribbon here. And of course, we have gone a little bit green to red here. Okay, so just be careful of that, but it can go back. Look, we went from green to red, and that was a good buying opportunity. If you've got it in here, like I shared on my video back on the 3rd of October, you could have rode that up and taken a nice little swing trade up there to this level up here at 63. And so, and look, a couple of things can happen. First of all, jump in a swing trade here. This is a better place to enter, but you can enter here. This is aggressive, but go. Certainly, we could get stopped here because we have gotten stopped here and here. But a break of this ribbon, the EMA ribbon here, the top yellow line of here, a break of that, and we could come back up here. And look, who knows? We're going to break this at some point, and it could be soon. A break and retest, and off we go. And the CPI data, which I incorrectly said the CPI data was coming out yesterday, because I was in hurricane preparation mode, certainly threw me off there. I forgot what day it was. I thought it was the 10th yesterday, and it's the 10th today. Please forgive me. We could see CPI data come out quite cool, and we really could see Bitcoin start to go parabolic from here and take off. We'll have to wait and see what happens, or maybe it'll just be enough to push us up here, give us another opportunity to make some money there, and then we could come back and retest this. Historically, in October, like I shared on the Stocks with Josh show, if you haven't seen yesterday's show with Josh, we had a lot of fun, and there was some great TA and Alpha shared on that show, so make sure you check that out from yesterday. So I would certainly say this. Now, look, if we break down from the 200 EMA here, I'm looking at that 57.58. So this is a little nibble area here, but if we come down, there'll be a lot of people feeling a little bit fear and saying, oh, we're going down to the low 50s and 47 and stuff, but we haven't even lost the 200 EMA on the daily. So I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about this level here, this 57, 58 level that we could possibly wick down to here. We've got the tribal trades trend line there that has acted as some pretty good support going all the way back. We can go all the way back. This tribal trades trend line has been an absolute monster. You can see this here. Back here as well as support, and certainly goes back even further, support along the way there, even as resistance to begin with before we had that big move to the upside. So this trend line is absolutely huge. So just keep an eye on that trend line. There we saw some support, and there if we look, we didn't even wick down. Now it's come down here. And all right, and we did wick below it, but we didn't stay below the tribal trades trend line for very long. So in reality, this trend line has only been breached once in September and not for very long. So I would expect some pretty heavy support here. And so if we come down from here, I would assess this as being a very good buying opportunity for myself. And the best traders do trade on confirmation. That's what I've been looking to teach on this channel. What do we want as confirmation? We don't just buy this level. We wait for a successful retest. We don't just buy here. We look for a successful retest, confirmation before we get in the trade. We got here, we came down, we popped up, and then we had a successful retest here, and that's where we get in the trade and we push up to here. We don't get in the trade here until we get a break and a successful retest of this. Now, look, you can front run it, sure. You can be a little bit risky and say, hey, I think it's going to break through and get a retest like here, break through. But you see here, if you front run it, it didn't. It didn't get a, if you'd entered here, you would have been stopped out right away because it didn't get a successful retest there. It just plowed straight through it. So just keep that in mind, candle. But of course, we do have the CPI data coming out. If it does come out hotter, my expectation is that the market could drop to these, at least to these 57, 58 level, and maybe possibly if that didn't hold, we could come down and retest these lower levels between 52 and 54. All right, so all eyes are going to be on that number that is coming out. And as always, if I still have power and internet, you will see the next show in a couple of hours, the altcoin show. And until then, happy trading.